Overwhelm is a lack of a clear-cut objective, a clearly defined time target, and a lack of planning and distraction. That's what overwhelm really is. When you're taking on too much, you don't really have a clear plan. So you're just like taking all this information in and you're doing everything that you possibly can, and then you're frantic. Do you guys relate to that? All right. So then you're like, I'm completely overwhelmed. I don't know how to do it. And in the past, I would have said things like, take a big fucking bite and chew like fuck, right? And just get straight through it. Like, you just got to work harder. What I now know is that you can work harder, you can work longer, but you'll definitely reach a time of burnout. So it's not sustainable. And typically, for my experience, the things that suffer the most are not actually like my internal health problems or anything like that. It's my relationships. You know what I mean? So it's things at home start to break down. The kids are more hyperactive. They're answering back more. They're not doing as they're told, you know? Like Anita and I are just not cohesive at all, you know? We are always working against each other. And I'm like, I'm trying to do my thing, you know? So, you know, let me be a superhero, you know what I mean? It's max power over here, fuck, you know, give me a break. It kind of manifests in ways that are very destructive to our, you know, why we do the things that we do. If we have a clear-cut objective, this is what I want to do, where I want to go. If we have a clearly defined time target, key one for me that I've learned, particularly in this last week, time targets. So if I've got an objective that I know what I want to achieve today, but come this time, I'm out. So I'm done at that time. That's when the tools are down. So what we've allowed ourselves to do in our business and within society is we've allowed ourselves to become a part of a lot of people's agendas. So the email is someone else's agenda. Quick response. A voicemail, someone else's agenda. A message on the phone, you know, text message, a message on Facebook. You know, the likes and the hearts and all that kind of stuff, right? They're going back to the phone all the time, checking up on things. We're on the drip feed, right? So we're all getting this hit of dopamine every time, feeling like we're responding so quickly. And this is all about service and about doing the right thing by our customers, but who's suffering the most? Us. So if we now have the idea that if we can be selfish, one of the things I said on the live video, this was a governing belief. Being selfish is good for others. Sounds contradictory, doesn't it? I'm not saying being selfish as in just do what you're, like being careless. Being selfish as in you need to protect your time, you need to protect your energy, you need to protect who comes in and who's going out. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like the whole John West philosophy, right? What's the John West philosophy? What does he say? Yeah, but it's the fish that he rejects that makes John West the best, right? So we kind of have this job of keeping people out as well as bringing the right people in. If these things were eliminated, if you just think for a second in your life, if you had very limited distractions, if you had a clear-cut plan, if you had a clearly defined objective, if you had a time frame, as in this is the amount of time that I'm dedicated to doing this, do you think you get more done or less done? More done. So do you know when you've got a deadline, like I've got a deadline of today by 12 o'clock to deliver this training, like I got it done. So I had the deadline, it had to be met. I didn't come here with half a slide deck, I come here with the full slide deck, right? I come here with the entire program, but I had the deadline. Has anyone ever gone to school and then left to the assignments at the last minute? And then stressed and stressed and stressed, but you got it done. Why? You had to do it. You had the deadline. So why can't we just bring that forward and give our own deadlines and say, well, you know what, I've got this job to do, so I'm just going to do this job by that time. And then once that time comes, now I've got to move on to other things. I personally am just drawing this from my own life because I'm at this level now, or going through a challenge or a breakthrough in my business that is throwing challenges around me personally, my mindset, and around my relationships. So I've had to adjust and I've had to make changes, because if I don't, things will go south very, very quickly, and then I'll be the guy at the top of the hill that's as lonely as fuck, right? And you know, I've achieved all this stuff, but no one's there with me to celebrate. No one wants to go to the big arena with no one else in it. So you can't watch the big game and they score a try and you're the only one clapping. We want to be there with a crowd of people, and that's what I want for myself, and that's what I want for you guys.